Good evening, everyone. This is Vince Pacelli, Vice President of City Council, standing in for the mayor, who has joined us remotely from a hidden and secure location. No one knows where, but it's good that he's with us. So if we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item is receipt of the September 2020 Treasury's report.
I'll make a motion we receive the September 2020 Treasurer's Report.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And receipt of the October 2020 check register.
I'll make a motion we receive the October 2020 check register.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mayor's report. Start off first of all, this is from Governor Hogan. Issued an amended executive order in regard to the COVID-19 state of emergency that takes effect November 11th, 2020. Indoor dining, effective at 5 p.m. Wednesday, the capacity for indoor operations at bars and restaurants will be reduced from 75% back to 50% for seated and distance service only. Indoor gatherings. Consistent with all of the state's contact tracing data, the governor said the Maryland Department of Health is issuing a new public health advisory strongly warning against any indoor gatherings of 25 people or more. Out-of-state travel. Maryland Department of Health is issuing an expanded advisory for all out-of-state travel. All Marylanders are strongly advised to avoid all non-essential travel to any state with a positivity rate above 10% or an average case rate of 20 cases per 100,000. If you must leave the state for essential travel, you must get tested and self-quarantine. Mandatory teleworking, effective immediately, all state employees who are approved to telework must once again begin a period of mandatory telework except for essential, direct, public-facing services and essential personnel. The governor said businesses are encouraged to establish plans to keep employees apart. A few updates. The last yard waste pickup by Hughes Trash will be on Friday, November 27th. The last leaf pickup will be on Monday, December 7th. Residents need to be aware that if the weather is bad, it may take Public Works longer to get to all of the streets, so please be patient. The town offices will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday, November 26th, and Friday, November 27th. The tree lighting will take place on Black Friday, November 29th, beginning at 6 p.m. in front of the Memorial Building at 3208 York Street. We want to welcome Randy Miller. He's being appointed to the Manchester Parks Foundation Board. If you could come up, Mr. Miller. If you could raise your right hand, please. I'm going to say aye, you're going to fill in your name, and then I'm going to read what you're going to agree to. I do affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, that you will be faithful and will bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland, and will support the Constitution and laws thereof, and that you will, to the best of your skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of Manchester Parks Foundation Board member according to the Constitution and laws of this state. Very good. Thank you so much. And you'll get a copy of this after the mayor signs it, correct? Or do you want me to sign it?
If you could sign it
Yep.
and have him sign it, and then I'll.
Okay, if you
give
can
it to
sign
me.
there. Excellent. That's okay. Well, that's all right. And that would be it. Who's the witness?
Me.
All right. Thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you, Randy.
Congratulations. Okay, we will move on to the town administrator's report.
Okay, good evening, Mayor and Council.
I'll go over the October 2020 administrative report. Pending items, the opioid litigation, we have nothing at this time. The Trout Unlimited project off of Route 27, the group is actively pursuing grant funding to repair an old drain line in the area to eliminate any erosion going into the stream. The Manchester Valley electronic sign, I've received nothing on that, so there's no movement on that. 2906 Hanover Pike, this was a request to tie in the town's water system. We are continuing work with our town attorney on that. Going to hopefully talk about that later on this week and get back to the county on that. Personnel policy updates, of course, that meeting will be rescheduled. Last month, I did hear some concerns about the safety and trash at the athletic field. So we worked with the police department, and we put our signboard out there to notify all coaches and parents to set an example and wear a mask and pick up trash after the practice. So that's working out very well. Code enforcement, I supplied everyone with the monthly update. Under miscellaneous items, one thing on the agenda is the introduction of the small cell ordinance. 3215 Long Lane, that property there. We were notified a couple weeks ago that the Tree of Friends will be moving out of that building at the end of November. I just would like some direction from the council on selling the building. I know that we had put into the lease after 1 year we would actively pursue selling the building. If that's the recommendation and the direction of the council, you know, I just need some feedback on that, on what direction to go on. So we can talk about that now, or we can talk about that later under new business.
I'm still in favor of selling it.
I am as well, especially with the market the way it is.
Me too. I am.
As am I, that's what we decided, or we discussed in the very beginning,
Correct.
that we would pursue it.
So the consensus is to go ahead and actively pursue selling that building. Very good. I'd like to welcome Mr. Josh Stuller to our staff as a water wastewater operator. The second open position is currently being advertised, or will be advertised over the next several weeks. The billing specialist position application has been received, and we will be reviewed by the interview team, which we did that yesterday. And at this point, interviews are being set up for next week. Unfortunately, with the new restrictions in place, we may have to modify that a little bit. One thing I would like for you to do, and just remind me over the winter months, is I'd like to take a hard look at our permit fees, and I'd like to review our permit fees. So I think getting information back from other municipalities across the county, I think our permit fees are a little low. So we can work on that over the winter months. Under COVID-19 and the CARES funding, Manchester was notified on October 22nd that we did receive an additional $50,000 in CARES funding. All the CARES projects, such as the automatic hands-free door, secondary radio system, and equipment requests, are moving forward very well. It is a challenge to meet the December 30th deadline. Unfortunately, now with another lockdown pending, it's going to be tough to get these contractors in to carry out the work. We'll do our best as quick as we can and as speedy as we can. That being said, I do have several action items in regards to CARES funding. I gave you that information. The first item, that is a request for $20,000 for one 36-inch copier scanner for large plans, 9 desktop scanners to be used throughout the departments, and 1 remote server with a VPN hookup. What this does, it solves a couple problems. It gives us a chance to, for COOP, continuity of operation, okay? So what we want to do is go in there, scan all of our very important documents, but we also want to be able to have the ability that we can remote those documents from a remote location. So we will start with our most important documents first. They will go into a server at a remote location, and then our folks will be able to access those. The large 36-inch printer copier scanner is used for our larger plans, where we can put them into a database where our Public Works people can access them from numerous locations. So what our IT person did, Computer Services Incorporated, he did research out all the different companies, and you can see there the different companies that he recommended and that we went with. So I'm requesting $20,000 of CARES money to be used for those items. That's an action item if we want to do it now and get that out of the way.
Any discussion or thoughts on this?
No, I've seen no reason why we shouldn't.
So we entertain a motion for this?
All right, I'll make a motion that we go with the staff recommendation to purchase the items listed, the 36-inch copier and scanner for large plans, the 9 desktop scanners to be used throughout the various departments, and the 1 remote server / VPN hookup for the total request of $20,000.
I'll second the motion.
We have
Do
a
we have to
motion.
add this into- Do we have to add the other into it as well?
What other?
Just asking.
The specific,
Oh, you
like,
did. I
design.
apologize. Yeah, okay, no, go ahead, I apologize.
It's okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, the second action item also comes out of the CARES funding. And that is a request for $41,617. We did some research on this, and we have contacted a company out of Texas, Larson Electronics, and we were looking at 5 portable UV units that would be placed at various locations throughout the town. We are looking at 20 desktop UV units for a total of $7,750, and we are looking at 15 vehicle disinfection units at a total cost of $10,066.24. So the total cost without shipping is $40,617, but I added $1,000 in for shipping from Texas. So we're looking at a total cost of $41,617.84. I have also attached with the request information on the units, all 3 units, and I also, I believe, attached at the back page the different types of pathogens that those units do kill. I'm very well aware that these are used in various hospitals. The only thing I could do was compare this to a unit that was made in China for probably double the cost, and it was more of a robot unit. So I received very good information back on these units. So that's staff recommendation using the CARES funding for that.
Steve, gotta get closer to the mic.
I'm sorry.
You gotta get closer to the mic.
It was giving me feedback every once in a while. Sorry, Kel. I'm sorry.
Steve, is this maintenance involved in any of this stuff?
It is not. No contracts are involved in this.
I know, but I mean, long-term maintenance to maintain operability?
The
Do we have a
bulbs.
commitment to that?
Yes, the bulbs will go bad, yes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the bulbs are, I could be wrong about this, but I think they're good for 8 or 80,000 hours.
Oh,
Yes.
Do you know the cost for replacements?
Excuse me?
The cost for replacement bulbs?
Yes, they're very reasonable, about $40 a piece.
I'll make a motion that we proceed with ultraviolet disinfection equipment, including 5 portable units in the amount of $22,801.60, 29-watt desktop units in the amount of $7,750, 15 vehicle disinfection units in the amount of $10,066.24, with a total cost including shipping of $41,617.84.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
One last thing when it comes to the CARES funding, we have requested additional funding for monies that were paid out in time and salaries for the employees that were and still are in harm's way. The committee was to meet today. As of tonight, we have heard nothing back from the county committee on that. So we did put a request in to recover some of those funds. Any questions for my administration report?
Steve, just in regards to a couple of the violations, code violations that have been open for a significant amount of time, are we able to make any progress on any of those? I'm not talking about the ones that have been recent, last, few months, year, but some of the ones like the one that we had that started in 2017. We had an animals one, January of 2019.
We can review those. Our staff has been very tied up on the annexation process and also the CARES funding. And a lot of our time has been spent on that, but we will follow up on that.
And I understand we've been working at a reduced capacity for a while. We've had some things, but it's just something I'd want to make sure we don't
Correct. We
oversee, because I know, like, the animals, for example, we've had other people who have have violated those, the codes and things, and they've done it. I just don't want to send the message that it's okay for one and not the other.
Correct. Understood. Yes.
Anything else for Steve?
Yeah, Steve, with your applicants for the billing specialist position, unfortunately, not all your applicants probably have the means to do a Zoom interview. How many people are on your interview team?
Let's see. We have 4.
4?
5.
So 5 in an applicant. So if you can't do it in our conference room, easily in here, spread out?
We could do it in here. I feel comfortable in here, but it depends on, again, if we're shut down or, so yes.
Perfect. If they have Zoom, that'll be awesome. That's how we do all
I
of our
know.
interviews where I work.
Yeah.
But not everybody has the means to do that.
Correct. We're going to do our best to do them here if we can,
Okay.
and then if we can't, we have to
Understandable.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
another alternative. So. Okay.
Anything else?
That's it for my report. I can move into the Public Works report.
Please do.
Okay, you have a copy of the Public Works report for October. The monthly water and wastewater data report. As you recall, last month I had a little heartburn on the amount of gallons that we pump per day for September, and that number should have been coming down. We did locate a large leak down at the high school. So as you can see, our gallons per day number has dropped. But that leak was not found till October the 22nd. So taking the 18 days from October 22nd through November 8th, we are now down to an average gallons per day of 286,000 gallons, which is fairly normal. So we got that all straightened out, so that was taken care of. Of course, Rodney would like to welcome Josh Stuller, as I mentioned. The Park Avenue tank rehabilitation, we had a pre-bid meeting on October 23rd. Proposals are due back on November 20th, and this will be a spring 2021 project. The Delwell emergency generator and automatic transfer switch, that is about 99% complete. The outside contractor was Eastern Sales and Engineering, and they did a fine job out there. Under wastewater, the wastewater treatment plant ENR upgrade and optional expansion. Phase 1, the testing and evaluation continues. Our field staff did visit 3 different treatment plants on the Eastern Shore, try to look at the best fit for the town's upgrade. And the final report is scheduled for spring of 2021. Under the wastewater, here again we talk about ultraviolet disinfection, that system upgrade, the refurbishing of the tubes were done by Ironbrook. They were shipped back in early October, and staff's currently reassembling to get ready for stream discharge coming up December 1st. And of course, we stream discharge from December 1st to February 28th. Under Parks, Maintenance, Roads, Facilities, the asphalt rehabilitation projects from C.J. Miller is going very well, and it's on schedule. We did some asphalt patching for small patches ourselves, and that worked out very well. Winter preparations, the equipment's prepared and plans are made for upcoming winter weather, and the park bathrooms have been winterized. And also I talked to Councilperson Howe, and the Nature Center has been winterized for their well and everything down there. And no action items for Public Works. So, as you recall, that did give me heartburn on the average gallons pumped per day, and we did find that leak. That leak has not been repaired yet, but the water main around the school does loop from Main Street, from Route 30 to Beaver Street, and they have it isolated, the school board has it isolated off, so hopefully they'll get in there soon and make that repair. The school's not out of service, sprinkler system is fine, they're in service, they just have that section isolated out. So. Any questions, Public Works?
Good, thank you.
Okay. Police report. Chief?
For the month of October, although the calls have not been serious, we have responded to 171 calls for service and events, 30 of which have been out of town to assist the Sheriff's Department and Hampstead. The calls have definitely increased. Arrests have been made in the area of DWI violations and protective orders and assaults. We are getting a lot of crisis intervention calls.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
That's what Tracy, we can't hear you. Is it on? Let's bring it closer to you.
Oh, you got in trouble too.
Sorry.
How about now? Got it?
Waiting.
All right, I'll
Keep
repeat
talking.
it. I'll repeat.
Okay.
So for the month of October, the calls have not been serious, but we have responded to 171 calls for service/events, 29 of which have been out of town to assist the Sheriff's Office in Hampstead. The arrests have been made in the area of DWI, violation of protective orders, and assault. We are getting a lot of crisis intervention calls, domestic calls, things of that nature. We definitely have continued our increased traffic enforcement, issuing 166 warning and citations. Three arrests have stemmed from that. This definitely will continue. We are looking for cooperation of our residents because unfortunately a lot of the violators have been our residents. Hunting season's upon us. Town of Manchester, one of the best parts is we got a lot of green area, we got a lot of woods, we got a lot of parks. We are getting complaints of illegal hunting and shooting in certain areas. We are investigating it. We are going to work with DNR. We got a couple suspects in mind. But if you're out walking or hiking, especially during the month of November, wear orange. Just be safe. Stay on the trails. If you're going to wander off the trails, just wear orange. Don't go in camouflage or colors that could be mistaken. Just be visible. Heroin overdose cases, year to date, it's 352 overdoses countywide. 150 have been related to heroin and fentanyl. Countywide total, there's been 38 fatalities. The towns account for the following. Hampstead has 14 year to date. Manchester has 1. Sykesville has 4. Tawnytown has 25. Westminster has 131. Mount Airy has 9. The good news, our Halloween event did go off. It was outstanding. I got to thank the Manchester Fire Department. They set up in the neighborhood. They had the lights. It was a good touch. But we did have a lot of people come down from Pennsylvania. The streets were crowded. Some houses were participating, but for the most part, it was a good event.
Any questions for the chief? Okay, this evening we're going to introduce ordinance number 246 relating to small cell tower structures. Who can speak on behalf of that?
Sure, I can talk a little bit about that. We started this process probably 8 months ago, and we could see a possible influx of these small cell 5G cell towers going up throughout the town. And if you go down Main Street in Westminster or different locations in Westminster, you will see these godforsaken looking antennas with these ugly control boxes and everything associated with that. So we do have one of those currently in town. It's at the end of Monroe Street, and that's not too bad. It's not too unsightly. But again, it's in an area that's secluded. You know, you really don't see it that much, but we want to be prepared. So the planning and zoning folks did a fantastic job with the help of our attorney, and we come up with a very good ordinance that I think will make the small cell towers more attractable, let's say. not that you're gonna get away from it, but you'll be able to control it a little bit better. And I can foresee an influx of this happening, over the next few years. So, that's pretty much it.
I did read most of it. I did think it was quite exhaustive.
Yes.
What it was covered.
And like Steve said, it's one thing if one of these towers is off the beaten path, but if they're lining our main street, which is a state road, it makes all the difference. And yeah, planning and zoning did make a lot of recommendations to the ordinance, so.
I know, again, if you go down Main Street in Westminster, I know, Mr. Schaefer, who's sitting in the audience, I know he's more than familiar with a lot of those cell towers throughout Westminster, and they're very unsightly. They're not pretty at all. It really messes up your main street and your side streets, so. Yeah. He may disagree with me, I don't know. He may like them. I don't know.
Is there any other action required on this tonight? Never It's just introduction, that's it. We've completed that, correct?
Right.
Okay. And we'll move on to item 9, Patriots Overlook Annexation, number 40-20, approval of the annexation plan for agency comment and setting. So this is just to approve commenting on the plan at a future date. Is that correct? Is that what we're doing?
So you'll approve the plan, and then you'll set the public hearing date.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we just wanted to make sure everybody understood we were not approving or disapproving an annex this evening.
Correct.
Right, correct.
Do we have anything to discuss with regard to this matter?
Yeah, because this is again seeking comment from county, state, public works, police. This gives everybody else their opportunity to give us their opinions.
Did Ryan leave us? Do we still have him via audio?
I don't know.
Well, I wanted to give him an opportunity to weigh in before we move forward, if you had anything.
We might.
Again, this is just normal business. Mr. McCarron could probably explain it far better than I could, but,
Ron, I don't know what you missed, but we're discussing approval of the annexation plan for Patriots Overlook. I wanted to give you an opportunity to weigh in on that.
I think I was only out for about 30 seconds.
Well, then, do we have a motion to move forward
Mr.
with this?
McCarron, do you have anything that you wanted to add?
No, just as has been said, to reiterate, this is not approval of the annexation. It's really just approval of the document on which the county and the state departments of planning will be making comments to us.
Right.
Okay.
well, I'll make a motion that we approve the annexation plan for agency comment and setting.
Hearing, I'll second the motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We are now to comments and questions from the community. Is it Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Good evening, I'm Clark Schaefer. I'm here on behalf of Patriots Overlook, but I think you've just handled that, so I don't really have anything to say. I'll be back for the public hearing.
Very good.
Thank you.
Right.
And we need to set the date.
Yes, coming back to that, we need to set the date for the public hearing. And I do not have a calendar in front of me, but comfortably, we're looking at possibly 70 to 80 days out, which would give enough time for the agencies to get back to us,
So we're thinking of February 9th council meeting?
Like 6 o'clock again, or?
It would be 7:30
No.
or.
Oh, I'm sorry, right,
Yeah.
yes. I was thinking we were having a,
That's fine with me.
yeah. 7:30?
And that'll be similar to the way that we did the last one in regards to start the meeting, close, go into the public hearing, and then come back to the meeting. Okay.
correct.
It works for me. right, Communication, Rental Housing Appeals Board, Intergovernmental Relations, Melinda.
I don't have anything. I have a meeting this Thursday.
Okay, Jen, Community Improvement Projects.
We have coordinated with Manchester Elementary School. The students in the art classes that are working in the building in a hybrid situation are working on making ornaments for us. We've talked back and forth about them possibly doing, for their virtual students, have the opportunity to make them at home and do a drop-off kind of thing. Because of the current situation, the students will not be traveling to the town tree to decorate it like they have in the past. We said that town staff would take care of picking up the decorations and decorating the tree if they were willing to make them. So if there are students at other schools that have free time or they're into arts and crafts, they would like to make things for the town tree, by all means feel free to help make decorations so that we can put them on for our tree lighting on Black Friday. The other thing for Banner City, I am not aware of any quarterly meetings. I know we had one scheduled that was supposed to be on Zoom, and then we landed up having to cancel it. So as of right now, we have our Municipal Government Works flag up. That's the only thing that we have for Banner City that's been available, so we're working on trying to check off those things.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Steve, do you have anything with regard to Sustainability Task Force?
Nothing on that.
Okay.
No.
There's a lot of interest in the Manchester Area Merchants Association. If you follow the Northern News, you can see there's a little bit of a crisis there. I have had the opportunity to meet with some local business people. I can't go into much detail at this point in time, but they are very confident that the Manchester Area Merchants Association will be back by the end of the year. There is a lot of interest in it. So they're just in a little bit of a leadership crisis right now. I think I didn't read the Northern News article, but I heard about it, and so just let everybody know if you're interested in MAMA, it is moving forward. And again, I was in contact with local business people who are very confident that it'll be up again by the end of the year. Parks and Recreation?
We had a meeting last night, and I want to thank some people who painted a gigantic butterfly on a 8x16 piece of fence, which is absolutely gorgeous. And so I'd like to thank Vicki Crofamel, who's our volunteer coordinator, Amy Smith, who's an art teacher at Manchester Elementary, and Julie Walsh, who is a student at Manchester Valley High School. If you get a chance to go up, take a look. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we'd also like to welcome some new members, Shauna Hempel, Lauren Bumstead, and Randy Miller. 3 of our longtime board members are retiring. Robin Fishpaul, who was the master gardener and the force behind the plant swap, Ellen Fry, who was our Springfest chairman, and Susie Wozniak, who was the treasurer. Many thanks for years of volunteer services, and due to COVID, we won't bring them in to say goodbye, so we'll do that when we're allowed to have people again. Thank you.
Planning and Zoning?
Well, the Planning and Zoning Commission has been very busy these last few months. There was no meeting held in October. However, we are scheduled to meet again as usual next Tuesday. That's it.
And Trent is not here. Anything else from anyone before we wrap this up?
Can we just make a reminder available to the residents that when you do leaf pickup, the leaves are to go to the curb, not in the street. A lot of the town streets people have put their leaves in the street and they've cut down the lanes of travel. There's certain neighborhoods where they're on both sides and it's reducing. So just put them up to your curb, but not actually in the street, please.
Well, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
But before we wrap up, are you guys able to hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you guys pretty well. So, to Councilwoman Miller's point on the Banner City item, I did attend. I don't know if I've really reported on it yet. The fall conference virtually. So we were in attendance there. There was some pretty decent things and some things related to COVID that came out. Also, I believe the date is December 12th. It's the Thursday after our December 10th, rather. So our council meeting is December 8th. On December 10th, there'll be a virtual MML meeting. I'm planning to attend, but if anybody else can attend or wants to join, that would be a chapter meeting, I believe, so it'll be required to have at least one of us there, and we're just, to maintain that certification. That's all I had to add.
Okay, anything else? And as the mayor said, the next town council meeting is on Tuesday, December 8th at 7:30. All right, can I have a motion for adjournment?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night, everyone.